if silver does skyrocket, it didn't occur to me how much we used it. Because sometimes when you think about silver and gold, you think about like, oh, it's just a precious metal for whatever reasons that it has value. One of the things that I go to during the cold flu season is colloidal silver. Well, what would that do to the price of colloidal silver?
I think it's interesting how focused, obviously, the Trump administration has, been the main reason why the United States is moving this direction. But it's like the United States has been trying to focus in on what resources and things do we need that we rely too heavily on China for or other places. That's crazy. I didn't know that we were buying most of our silver from Mexico.
What happened was this man went to Walmart.com and he bought 5 Silver Eagles, and when they arrived, he noticed they looked a little off. So the price of silver has been going up. You can see this graph here. This is 1 year timeline. We've got a 5-year timeline here as well. This has been going up and up and up and up over the last several years. But I believe it's going to continue going up. It may even skyrocket here at some point. But also, here's the problem with that. A lot of investors are buying silver right now because the price may skyrocket. But there's also this really, really, really bad common silver scam that could cause investors to lose out big time because of how legit it feels. So I'm going to show you that and show you the company that's in some ways involved, major company. Okay, so here is the news from August 26th. U.S. proposes adding silver to strategic minerals list. So on the 25th, the U.S. Geological Survey, through the Department of the Interior, recommended adding silver to the draft 2025 list of critical minerals. And this is the first time it's been included since this list's inception in 2018. Why did they add it to the list, or why are they wanting to add it to the list? They're concerned about over-reliance on specific foreign silver suppliers, especially Mexico. And that's because of all the relation disruptions that are happening right now with Mexico and some of the, where we could be with Mexico pretty soon. So potential disruptions could significantly impact the U.S. supply chains, and silver is critical. It's essential for many different areas of industry: electronics manufacturing, renewable energy infrastructure, medical devices. So because it's an essential precious metal, the price could skyrocket, and people that are investing in silver could make a lot of money. Specifically concerned about Mexico silver supply, but they also want to diversify supply chains away from dominant players like China, which currently leads in mineral refining, and obviously that they use a lot of different countries around the world to do that. They're kind of manipulating a lot of stuff. But the U.S. aims to strengthen partnerships with allies in Africa, Latin America, Southeast Asia to hopefully mitigate the supply risks. So that's why they've put silver on this strategic minerals list, and or why they propose. Some people say, hey, it is a definite. So this is Tracy Schukert. She says here at the top, it's never been rejected. This is more of a formality. So very popular, like finance and investment and political channel. And she's saying it's just a formality. It's definitely going to be on the list. So there's what's happening. What are y'all's thoughts, if any? And then I'm going to show you this crazy scam that could cause silver investors to lose a lot of money.
My first go-to is like, I think this is cool. I think it's interesting how focused, obviously, the Trump administration has been the main reason why the United States is moving this direction. But it's like the United States has been trying to focus in on what resources and things do we need that we rely too heavily on China for or other places. That's crazy. I didn't know that we were buying most of our silver from Mexico, and that's obviously problematic since, as I've talked about before on other episodes, Mexico is ran by the drug cartels. So see a previous episode for that one, because they definitely are run by the drug cartel. They're not a healthy, functioning nation. Unfortunately, I hope that someday they will be. But yeah, so it's really interesting that we had that shift. But I think that the biggest thing when it comes to the minerals, for me, is we need to have mineral processing here in the United States, because even, it's like, yeah, we can buy from Africa, we can buy from different places. Maybe we can hopefully eventually the drug cartels will get overthrown and we'll have a better relationship with Mexico and they'll be a better partner in the future. But as far as, the whole world relies on China to process minerals, to refine all kinds of minerals. And, and that's an issue that we have. It's like, well, how come we're not doing that in the United States? Or at least how come we're not doing that, promoting our allies to do the refining for us or that sort of thing. So
investing can be confusing and scary, but it doesn't have to be. Genesis Gold Group takes the guessing out of the game and guides you on your gold investment journey. We at Filibusted love the genius design of the Prepper Bar, which breaks up into sections, kind of like a chocolate bar. But if you prefer high security insured gold storage, they have that too. And unlike Fort Knox, the gold is actually there, 100% owned by you. So don't wait to get started. Visit filibustedgold.com today for a free investment guide from Genesis Gold Group.
I think my actually first thought came to, if silver does skyrocket, it didn't occur to me how much we used it. Because sometimes when you think about silver and gold, you think about like, oh, it's just a precious metal for whatever reasons that it has value, but the reason it has value is because it has utility. And I just went to like a simple thought, which is, I'm in the health world. So one of the things that I go to during the sick season or the cold flu season is colloidal silver. Well, what would that do to the price of colloidal silver? It's already pretty dang expensive. You know what I mean? So how do we justify that? Like, I don't know how that like breaks down. I'm genuinely asking, because if the price of silver does go up, then what is the like the domino effect after that for the consumer on that end? And so I'm like, oh dang, I mean, it's a good thing that the price of silver goes up. I don't think that's a bad thing, but it does have an effect. How do we deal with that?
What's the exact reasons, Troy, that you think the price of silver could increase? Is it because if we basically prioritize like sort of like domestic production, or like we're going to try to go through different partners that we've done before? It's just that inherently means like at first it's going to be more expensive? Or is it just because since the United States is saying silver is really, really important, we need silver? Is it literally just them saying silver is really important? Words have a lot of power, and so when a government says this thing's really important, sometimes that causes the price to go up. What are you thinking on?
I think that
what's the specific reason for the bump?
I could be wrong about this, but I think you're right from the limited research I've done that people are looking at what has happened to the price of these minerals that have been added to the list before. And I think that has a lot to do with it. Yeah. So it really is like, the United States is saying this is important. Now I could be wrong about that. So I wouldn't take that to the bank.
This is not a financial advice. We probably put that disclaimer at the beginning. This is not financial advice. We're not financial experts. That is interesting to know though, because it's like, if the other minerals, when they put it on the list, had a price increase, then that's just kind of like a pattern there that could occur again. That is fascinating. I
have heard rumblings of it for quite a few years now. I'm in the investment world. I'm more into crypto, but it does kind of dip into silver and gold from time to time. And I have seen articles or seen people posting about like, hey, watch out, silver is going to moon at some point, because I think part of the logic behind it is that it's when it becomes clear that we need to be like, for the retail, when it becomes clear that retail wants to invest more in things and they want to invest in precious metals, silver is the easier one to invest in because you don't have to buy as much. So if you have thousands of people across the states are all of a sudden being like, hey, we need to invest in something, but I don't have $3,000 for an ounce of gold, but I do have $1,000 for however much silver I can get. And then that's one of the reasons that they have given. It's just kind of like a natural,
it's easier to get into than gold.
Yeah.
No, that's true. And so, and that's where we run into the potential problem. So this was
weird at that point.
And this is posted recently. A couple months back, 4 months ago, he bought silver eagles from Walmart, was shocked to find this. This is from Silver Seeker on YouTube.
From Walmart? Why aren't you?
And he's telling the story of a man who bought silver eagle dollars. So these are 1 ounce, 1 troy ounce of silver. And you can buy the proof coin for, I believe it's like $90 something here on, $95. from the United States Mint. Obviously, that's the proof, and that's for collectors. That's the collector's cost right there.
I forgot precious minerals are weighed in troys.
Yeah. Troy ounces.
How many troys does it take?
But yeah. But if you want to just go buy this, I believe the current price of 1 troy ounce of silver is about $39.50 right now. So if you just want to buy the silver itself, or you want to buy one of the older coins that is not in proof condition, it's probably going to be around that just for the cost of the silver. Right. And so what happened was this man went to Walmart.com and he bought 5 silver eagles, and when they arrived, he noticed they looked a little off. Okay. And he tested them.
Because you bought it from Walmart.
Yeah, he tested them. And well, here's the thing. These kind of companies, they very commonly sell silver nowadays. You can walk into a Costco and buy bars of silver. And some people actually make money off of this because they watch the silver price. And Costco is only allowed to change their prices 1 time a day. And so if silver drops or silver goes up all of a sudden over the course of the day, their price doesn't change until the next day. So people watch them and then they run down to their nearest Costco, and they've got a membership for each of their family members because you can only buy a limited number of bars per person. So they run in there and they grab, Reese, Dad was actually telling me this the other day. He was telling me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they run in there and they get all their kids to buy 5 bars each or whatever of silver, and then they just run down and sell it and make a profit, a couple $100 or whatever. So they're watching that and they're doing that anytime it happens. But
was you can buy that because he wants to get in on it.
Yeah, maybe. But
he's got enough kids to make that possible. If we all show up at the same Costco and get a membership, and
that's true. I'm surprised we weren't doing that when we were growing up. But
they didn't start selling precious minerals in Costco till really recently. When it came out, it was like a meme. When it came out, they started selling gold bars. I didn't even know they were selling silver bars now. I remember it was a meme where they started selling gold bars a few years ago, but now it's just like, it's just normal. People are like buying the gold bars from Costco, and then that's investment strategy, or they're turning around and selling them a couple of years later, waiting for the price to go up a little bit, making some money off of it. It's so bizarre that you can do that.
It is bizarre, but my point is that it's become common to get these kind of precious metals from companies like this, right? Yes. And so people have become accustomed to it. So going to Walmart.com, you're assuming I'm going to get some legit silver, right? Walk into a Costco, you're going to make the assumption this is real. They're going to get sued, shut down, whatever. The government's going to come after them. But here's the problem with sites like Walmart.com is Walmart.com, many people don't know, has become like another Amazon in the sense that it started only selling their own products, but now they actually offer third-party products. So a third party can get on there, create an account, and start selling through Walmart.com just like Amazon. So the same way that you have to be aware of Amazon scams, and a lot of times on Amazon, it's just like they had a good quality product and then they drop the quality after they get the good reviews, right? That's what they'll do. Well, now you have to be aware of Walmart.com scams as well. And this one's actually a whole lot worse, because when these silver coins arrived, this man realized they look a little off. He wasn't super familiar with the way they looked, but they looked a little strange. He tested them to find out they were complete fakes, no silver at all. So he completely wasted his money. He reached out to Walmart. They refunded the money because the money actually the transaction goes through Walmart. But when this guy, Silver Seeker, got onto the Walmart website, after hearing this story, these coins were still for sale. So they refunded the money after the man said, this is fake silver, but they left the seller on the website. And the crazy thing was, at the time of this video, there was 137 reviews on this 5-lot coin package.
Dang.
And it's a 4.5 star rating. The reason being, 90% of the people that bought these fake coins were giving it a 5-star rating, saying super timely, they look great, awesome, because they didn't know what they were looking for. And then the other 10% left 1-star reviews saying this is totally fake. We tested the silver. How could Walmart be selling this? And here's the crazy thing is a bunch of people bought this before it got caught, right? And I got on there today and I could not find this one. So I guess they've been taken off since then. But I got on there today and I'm going to resize this so you can actually see what I'm seeing here. But this is another, it looks like the same company. It says out of stock right now, but they've already got 2 5-star ratings on here. Very similar setup, and there's no name for the company that's selling this. So you can get on here and look. There's a lot of different like national coin retailers that sell through Walmart.com, and you can verify, hey, I'm about to get some real, precious metals here. Or if there's no reseller name listed, then probably you're going to get ripped off. You're going to get scammed. And when this guy looked at where this was shipping from, obviously the fake silver shipped from China. And so the sellers were located
shocked,
probably in China. Anyways,
probably
super nuts.
It's like the 3 degrees of bacon. It always goes back to China.
Here's the problem. Here's the main problem I'm seeing with this is a lot of people are trying to diversify their retirement or their investment portfolios. Well, I'm going to get some precious metals. I'm going to get, and people are going for things like this. And they're like, how much money have some people put into something like this? And how much money could you potentially lose before you realize that you're not even buying real silver? It's a really dangerous game to play. And that's why I'm very thankful for our sponsor today, obviously leading into that. So Genesis Gold Group, you can definitely trust that you're getting real gold and that your money is secure with them. And it's going to actually follow the price of gold. So there's that. We're going to play that ad in a minute. What do y'all think about this story?
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's just nuts. It's absolutely nuts. But it's the unfortunate world we live in where you have to just watch out for scams. It's crazy how like similar they are to just it's always like, I think of like the crypto scams and like everything else or whatever. It's just like anytime people are, there's a value in something that's like this could take off. This is a good thing or whatever. And then it's like, yeah, somebody's going to jump out of the woodwork to be like, I'm going to steal people's money. I'm going to sell something fake.
You have to be vigilant.
You just have to be really, really careful about where you're sourcing your stuff from. And goodness.
It's always the safest option always is to go through like a legitimate dealer with stuff like this. My like number one recommendation is don't buy anything like that through Walmart. You buy your basic goods through Walmart. I don't care what sort of like, I wouldn't buy through Walmart if they had a legitimate way to do it. And it was like clear that this was in fact the proper system and this is really actually silver and gold or whatever. I still wouldn't do it. I just don't trust that. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like Walmart though. So maybe I have a bias there.
Probably the worst option would be getting on a Facebook marketplace and investing in somebody's silver collection.
There we go. I was going to say, what's the worst way to collect precious metals? Or it might be it.
Facebook Need to liquidate my silver quickly. Hurry. All right.
Yeah, don't buy those gold coins that they sell on Facebook Marketplace. They're actually just got wrappers. It's just chocolate.
It's just chocolate.
It's just chocolate in the middle.
It's worth something, but it's not worth that much.
Overpriced. This is completely back to something that we were talking about earlier. But it's so interesting, this shift to precious minerals that have occurred recently with like technology and stuff like that. And I know I've mentioned this before, but I think we're going to see, Troy, you mentioned that putting silver on this list that the United States has is going to also increase the U.S.'s kind of like looking into making more deals with Africa in order to get more silver and like from other sources and stuff like that. And it's just interesting. I think there's going to be a more and more shift from the Middle East focused on oil as like the most precious resource to there's more, and obviously there's obviously a lot of stuff that are already happening in Africa, but you can just kind of see this political shift occurring where it's like oil is no longer the most important thing politically on people's minds. Now it's like, wait a second, we need all these other precious minerals for technology. And that's kind of like the move and that's the focus. And so you can kind of see the zoom lens moving off of the Middle East and actually moving on to Africa. And I don't know. It's just fascinating to see.
That is an interesting transition because I do believe that at some point in the future, it's at least very possible that we could create a system of free energy, which would then not require oil generally at all if you do it right. But it's kind of a really, really advanced technology that we haven't gotten into yet. And of course, these things take like centuries. Sometimes not, but oftentimes they do. And maybe we are seeing the like beginning stages of that starting to trickle in.
I had the same thought with like nuclear energy and other more interesting probably forms of energy. But the same thought, it's just like at some point oil's not probably going to be it in the long run, and then the minerals will be even more probably important because they'll be just continue to use that.
Not because it's not sustainable. It's just that there's something better. That's all.
No, for sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, there are better. I mean, nuclear energy is clearly better than oil. As great as oil has been for the world's getting richer.
Yeah.
It's and for technology and all that kind of stuff. But there's a potential we could shift at some point. So,
yeah.
Gold is not just a backup plan if the world falls apart. It's an investment opportunity that could set you up for generations. There's never really a bad time to invest in gold, but you want to make sure you have the right guide, and that is where Genesis Gold Group shines. Whether you are a first-time buyer or a seasoned investor, their trusted expertise and competitive pricing makes them an easy choice. They offer tangible assets in case of emergencies, but they can also design the perfect IRA just for you. And they'll even cut through all that confusing red tape from the IRS. We at Filibusted love the genius design of the Prepper Bar, which breaks up into sections like a chocolate bar. But if you prefer a more high-security insured gold storage, they have that too. And unlike Fort Knox, the gold is actually there and 100% owned by you. Genesis Gold Group is a safe, simple, and convenient way to invest. Visit filibustedgold.com today for your free investment guide from Genesis Gold Group.